Let me introduce myself. My name is Floyd Turner. I am the team leader for the Doylestown New Hope Market Center in Pennsylvania. I'm also a Keller Williams University approved trainer, and I also am an instructor with Keller Williams Next Gen. There's some other things that I do inside of that, but this is not about me. It's about you guys growing and understanding that what it looks like to be in the greatest industry ever. Any questions before I get started? Okay, so then I will start off with a question. And our question will be, what is a lead? I'm going to tell you something. Most of the questions I ask are going to be trick questions because the answers will probably be on the screen. But that participation piece is huge for me. So what is a lead? Somebody come off mute and tell me, please.
Anyone who has shown interest in what you have to offer.
And Kush, thank you.
You're welcome.
Next question, what is lead follow-up?
Your efforts to convert that lead from one-way conversation to two-way conversation, and that can ultimately potentially lead to closing.
I love that. That's absolutely right, right? So one of the things that you're going to find out is that this entire business and the way we see it at Keller Williams is that the for the foundation of your business is going to be on leads, listings, and leverage. Tonight, we're obviously talking about leads. So let's talk about that lead piece, because without that, we don't have a business. Anybody disagree? Oh. Talkative bunch, I see. All right. So the fortune is in the follow-up. Has anybody heard that saying before? 80% of deals that go through can be traced back to the follow-up, right? So 80% of your business is going to be from people that you followed up with, meaning 20% is going to be from people that, first time meeting, so forth and so on. You did no follow-up. It just happened. But if 80% of your business is coming from follow-ups on average, would you imagine that that's something really important? I would agree. Absolutely. So there's what we call a 19 to connect, right? And that's 4 touches quarterly, right? So that's actually getting on the phone and speaking to someone. 12 touches, which is the monthly emails, newsletters, market reports, any type of videos that you want to send out to them. And then there's the 2 touches, which are promotional direct mail, such as Magna calendars, printed market report, and there's 1 touch, which is the annual events, parties, movie screenings, and get-togethers. What I would tell you all is, I would increase this to 36. And maybe even 72, just due to the fact that in today's environment, so many people are so used to being talked to, right? And having touches. How many times do you get an Amazon touch in a day?
Too often.
Too often? Yeah, right? So, but however, you know that those folks are top of mind, right? When you need something and it needs to be convenient, that's who your mind goes to is in Amazon. There's a reason why they do that. Same reason why you should is because you want to collect mind share. When you collect mind share with your leads, it's by doing these things. So I would say I would stick with the 4 touches, right? The 4 phone call touches, but I would take that 12 touch and make it 24. And how do we do that? So we would use command and something like a bi-weekly neighborhood nurture, right? If that gets sent out twice a month, we're already at 24, right? The promotional direct mail, such as the magnets and things like that. I don't know about you, but I would imagine just about everybody's here in a state that has some type of sports team, whether it's professional or college, that you could send out those magnets every season, right? And there's holidays and birthdays and home anniversaries, right? That you're sending these things out so that they're getting them. So you're staying top of mind. And instead of doing maybe one event, you could do 2 events per year, right? So having a spring and a fall event where you're inviting your clients. Does all this make sense, or am I speaking over anyone's head? I would doubt it. If you're this far along in this, you are not missing the boat.
Not yet.
All right. And please forgive me if I skip over a lot of things because I'm going to ad lib a bunch. So there's going to be some exercises that you're going to see inside your. I'm working right out of your manual. There are going to be some things that they're going to ask you to do, and I may not ask you to do right now. Is that okay? Is there anybody that's going to say no, stick to it? Raise your hand if you're that person. And then once you've raised your hand, feel free to leave the meeting. No, I'm kidding. But no, I'm going to go at a pace that's going to allow for us to get through all this material tonight and get you out in time so that you can maybe catch a late dinner. Fair?
Yeah.
All right.
Yes.
So here's what I would ask you to do, right? And because we have AI and AI capabilities, right? What I would ask you to do is for these calls and text and conversations, I would simply go into your favorite GPT or Claude, and I actually would think to go with Claude on this one, Claude AI, and just say, please, this is the prompt. You guys can write this one down. Please share with me the dialogue for a quarterly touch to my database as a real estate agent. Right? And then when you get that back, you can that's your call, right? When you call them
Can you repeat that? I'm sorry.
Leanne, I
Yes.
can repeat it, but it's not going to be exactly the same.
It's okay.
No, please share with me the dialogue for a phone call
Or quarterly touch.
for a quarterly phone call or quarterly touch to my database
The real estate agent.
as a real estate agent. You got it, Leanne?
Yes, thank you.
Okay, no worries. Right? Hey guys, and I bet you can guess what I'm going to say for the next 3. Right? 3 categories. Right? So those are calls, and then the emails, same idea. And you can make that prompt whatever you want so that it makes it simple. And then I would go in and change the wording just so that it's customized to my client base and be able to send that out. The videos might be a little bit different. You may ask AI to give you the what we call talk tracks, right? In order to create the video that you're going to send out as part of your marketing. Promotional direct mail. I like to use, and you can write this one down as well. I use something that's called AM cards. And with AM cards, it creates a really cool card that I design inside that site that allows me to send those at mass to a lot of people in my database. And it looks as though I hand wrote it and they mail it off for me. So there's a fee to that. So if that's not your thing, just understand that that's okay. But put that in your toolbox for when you're ready. And then events. What kind of events would you host?
First time home buyers.
One more time.
First time home buyers event.
Okay, first time home buyers events. Okay, I love that. What else?
Open house.
Open houses and open event. Yes.
You
Ice
could
cream
do
and
like a client appreciation
A client
event,
appreciation. Yes.
like to keep the follow up, the lead follow up.
Okay.
ice cream in summers and hot coffee in chocolate. Hot coffee in winters.
I love that.
Mm.
Guys, bear with me 1 second. I have an agent that's locked out of my office. Bear with me 1 second. Yeah. Thank you. My apologies. So I love the idea of doing the client events, right? What happens at a client event that's hosted by you?
I don't know if you're asking me, but I mean, for me, I would probably just reiterate on some of the things that I've sent them in the newsletters. I would give them, I don't know, maybe advice. I would share my services if they know somebody else. Just stay
Stop right
connected.
there. Stop right there. Stephanie, you got it, right? One of the things that we love to do is tell that person, I'm hosting a client event and I would love for you to bring anybody that you think that might want to join.
Yeah,
Because what does that provide?
that provides more lead generation for you.
It's referrals and lead generation. Yes, all day. All day. So awesome. All right. So when we talk about communicating through with value, right? I'm gonna skip this part, but I want to talk about it. So I'm not really skipping it, right? I'm gonna skip the exercise. So what I would say to you is the following. Communicate with value. One of the things that as realtors that we will often do is we will tell people every single thing we think they need to know. When we ask questions, we get to then be able to articulate better what the value is. Because Stephanie, if you're still on my screen, so we're gonna work on something together. Take yourself off mute, please. Stephanie, if we met and I started talking to you about every single thing that has to do with real estate, just talking about the interest rates and the square footage of homes, so forth and so on. And I started talking about, the best condos in the area, so forth and so on. And your whole idea was that you wanted to sell a house versus buying a house. How would that feel?
Um, I don't know. I would be overwhelmed, but also probably not as interested because you're not giving me what I came here for.
And meanwhile, I'm thinking that I'm giving you value,
Mhm.
right? And that's not the value that you need. It may be valuable to someone, but it's not
Right.
valuable to you. So when we use that word communicate with value, you have to first have that conversation or it's called the listening appointment, right? Listening to what is important to the client in order to really truly know and identify what value is, right?
Mhm.
So that's one of the things I would always ask all of you to do is make sure that you are asking the right questions in order to have the best opportunity to share what value is. Sorry, I'm totally distracted by this waiting room. All right, so I'm just going to read this. Knowing the source of a lead informs you on how you can narrow your range of value and can inform you on how you can pair a value with your communication. First, write down your current lead source in the first column. Second, record your top lead sources along the left-hand side of the table. Then write statements or questions you might use when communicating with that lead source. Right? like I said, I'm for the sake of this session, I may skip that exercise. Will you all promise to go back and do it? Can I get a raise of hands on people that are
Yes.
promising to go back? Okay, everybody else that's not doing it, shame on you. I'm just kidding. All right. So far, what ahas do we have?
Agents helping agents.
Agents helping agents. So do we have any ahas so far on anything that we've covered?
I put on here to up the connects, the touches. But I did miss what did you change the promotional one to?
Excuse me?
When you,
Promotional.
yeah, you changed the numbers. So I have
Oh, okay. So
yeah.
4 calls, 24, right?
Gotcha. Yeah.
So that's got us at 28. And then I would do 4 of these,
Okay.
right?
Okay.
And then 2 events.
Okay. Got you. But yeah, that's what I took away is to up the information that we're getting and just to do more.
Yeah. Awesome.
And
Anybody else?
80% of your business comes from the lead follow-ups.
Fortune is in the follow-up. One of the big things that I got stuck with early on was I was under the impression that the first time I talked to somebody and I didn't get the business, that person was what you would call, I don't know if you shouldn't call this because they don't exist, a dead lead. That was my mindset. There's no such thing. When's the only time that somebody really should be not considered a lead?
Do not call
And
this.
then they actually have passed away.
That's okay. That's a great answer. When they pass away, yeah, there's not much business getting done with that person. Okay? What's another time that somebody may be considered not a lead?
If they already have an agent,
They already have an agent. Yep. I would tell you this though, they can remain in your database, and for the most part, outside of the calling, I might keep them on my smart plan, right? Unless they unsubscribe to it, right? Because who knows if that agent's going to remain in the business? Who knows if that agent is great with follow-up like you are, right? And after they've sold the house and maybe 5 years later, they are looking for somebody and you've remained in contact with them through your marketing and so forth and otherwise, right? So I might keep that person in. What's another time?
Also, maybe the relationship, maybe they didn't like what that agent did for them that go around the first time. Didn't
Absolutely
service
correct.
them properly.
Yep.
They're like not gonna use them again.
Absolutely. And I've had that happen where I was a listing agent. They had a buyer's agent. I sold the property. And when they went to sell the house, I'm sorry, I was the buyer's agent. They had a listing agent. When they went to sell the house, they didn't use the same person. That happens. I'm thinking of one more and I'll share that with you.
When they request for you not to call or not to keep in touch?
Absolutely. Absolutely. And then the other one would be when you say so. And what I mean by that is there may very well be somebody that does not align with your ethics, right? And they do things that you don't feel are correct. And then you may fire them as a client or as a lead, right? If they're doing things that do not agree with your business practices or your moral compass. Feel free to say this person is not somebody I want to work with and remove them from your lead source, or excuse me, your database. Does that make sense?
100%, sir.
All right. So the one to submit rule, one to submit touch should be tell them about the service you provide, help set a conversation for later, serve as a reminder of the interaction, and it tells them how to refer business to you. So a high one submit, it would be a high value touch that solidifies the relationship. What might something like that be? what could be something you would say early on in a conversation that would cement the relationship, meaning that person would want to work with you, or at least allow you to follow up? It's a question you can ask, right? And the question is going to be, what's important to you?
I would say communication, something that always I hear from clients that when they working with agents, they not responsive. Like I say, I will be available, let's say 24 hours. Every time you need me, I will be there. I mean, I don't know if it sounds like.
Madeline, I know that heart that you have right now because I had it once too. And what I did was I truly believed that I would be able to be there for 24 hours for every time. But as your business grows and you have more folks that you're working with, unless you have proper leverage, that may not be true. So if these are going to be clients for life, I may not promise that, but I would say something to the same effect. And it might sound something like, I will do all that I can to make sure I'm servicing your needs on a timely basis. If I don't get back to you in X amount of hours, I'll make certain that I'm sorry, if I don't get back to you directly when you call, I'll make sure that I get back to you in X amount of hours, right? Whether it's 6, 12, or 24, right? I will get back to you, right? But yes, that goes a long way. It allows that person to understand that you're committed to working with them. Yes. So yeah, thank you. Any other suggestions? What is something that you can say or do to truly cement the beginning of a relationship with a lead? Did you hear what mine was? Mine would be asking this question. What is important to you? What does that do when I ask that question? I'm going to pick on you, Paul Young.
Yes.
When I ask you that question, what's important to you?
Yeah. If you're gonna ask me that question, I think you got me thinking of what's important to me would be family, friends, and pretty much, being stable of a home and everything.
Awesome. So, Paul, in purchasing your home, let's say you're a buyer, in purchasing your home, what's that going to do for your family, your friends, and your stability?
Probably make me a lot happier. If I'm close to family, work too, but it make me more relaxed and everything like that.
I love that, Paul.
A comfortable state.
Paul, I love that so much. And you know what? That's what I want to be able to do for you. Throughout our relationship and any transaction that we may have, I want to make sure that I'm fulfilling that. Right. So now that's our first touch, right? And how do you feel about that? How do you feel about me as your realtor? Just based on that part of it that we just talked about, Paul.
You open my mind you're persuading me to take you on even more.
Okay. So then that's the first part, guys. That's number one touch. Now I have the trust, and I believe that me and Paul are aligned, right? Because his goals became my goals. And then what I would do is I would send something to his home that was not for him, but for one of his family members, right? Because first thing he said was his family, right? I'm sending this for you and your family, whether it's brownies or a book or something that is family oriented.
I hope it's a car for my son. I don't have to go out.
It may be a Matchbox, but that's the most part. There you go. But yeah, right. But that's that cement. You guys picking up what I'm putting down?
Yes.
Uh, So let's talk about this, right? How's your thinking changed since we started talking about this part about the leads and the lead follow up?
For me, I instantly started a data sheet to track where I'm getting my leads from. And so when you go back and you can look to see what has been the most successful, be it an event, be it social media, be it sending brownies or a core to somebody's house, but tracking it.
I love that. I love that. So you answered a bunch of questions there for me. I love that. Listen, you know what? You're still in the lead for teacher's pet. Nice work. All right. What do you feel differently about? Someone else come off mute and answer that for me. Oh, you know what? I'm so sorry. You folks that have been in the chat doing exactly what I asked you at the top of the class. Thank you so much. I'm seeing your chats now. I'm going to read some of these, okay? Open up the stage for the client to tell you and be open about what's important to them. The client wants to be heard. Open-ended questions are important for relationship building. Thank you. Is that Casper?
Yeah.
Thank you.
Uh-huh.
I'm sorry?
Yeah, that was me.
All right. Thank you. I appreciate you sharing. So I want to just dive into this last question here. What tools, models, or systems will you use? How will they make you accountable? So, Melissa, I think that you just answered that for the most part when you talked about your sheet that you're creating, right? How's that going to hold you accountable?
Well, to ensure my business is going well, I'm going to make sure that I'm tracking that sheet. And so when I find, what's being the best method for me, and then it will hold me accountable to continue doing that and holding on to that. And then also increasing the areas that are weak and trying to figure out, reaching out, getting more PL, reaching out to other agents, figuring out what they're doing, who are finding success in those areas.
Couldn't have said it better myself.
Yeah.
Awesome. So it would look something like this.
Mine would be color coordinated with drop down menus and all other things. But yeah, something similar.
This is the starter template. I see, but I appreciate your coordination. That's awesome. That's awesome. So yeah, just know that inside of Command, you can do a lot of this inside of there for tracking purposes. All right. I want to jump into the lead follow-up piece. Have you guys seen this part yet? You've seen the funnel? Other than Melissa, anybody else? Please raise your hand if you have.
Yes, I've seen the funnel.
Okay. Awesome. All right. So the truth of the matter is with leads, would you want to have a specified amount of leads, or would you like to have as many leads as you can possibly gather?
As many as possible.
I would agree, right? Because what happens to your leads? I'm going to tell you. So there's a certain thing that it's funny that realtors early on believe, not even early on, but through time start to believe that their leads are their leads, right? But what I would tell you is that your leads and your database of leads has an attrition rate. Because if you're not talking to those people and staying top of mind and collecting the mind share and have the majority of the mind share, somebody else is, right? There's a lot of us in this industry. And there's a lot of us that do this part really well. And if you're that person that's doing that, right? And it could be your brother, your sister, your aunt, your uncle, right? Those people are in your database and you're under the impression that they're your leads. But what ends up happening is, other people are also talking to them, right? So what you need to do is to build that lead funnel and make sure that it's stacked to the very top. And as people start to come out, right, and you're connecting with them, one or two things are going to happen. gonna be ready to sell and we're gonna close, or they're not. And that's okay, right? Because when they're not, we're gonna stay doing our 36 touch, 72 touch, right? All those things that we talked about early on. And in doing so, they're going to keep our mind share, right? Until they are ready to close, right? What happens after they close?
Referrals.
Referrals, yes. What else? And the referrals go in here. Yep.
You
Here's
you
the truth.
keep
Testimony.
You get the testimonies. Yep. You get reviews, referrals, and the other R is repeat business. So they go back into the top of the funnel. Think about that, right? If people are buying and selling houses anywhere from 5 to 10 every 5 to 10 years, and you're still going to be in the business in 5 to 10 years, would you want that person to be your client again? Reviews, referrals, repeat business. Yes. So the quote from Gary is, and this comes from the Shift book, the effort you give to converting leads must match the effort you give to generating them. Does that make sense? Because it takes a lot to get leads, typically, unless you're paying for them, and then who knows what you get from that, right? And if you're paying for them, you sure you dang well want to make sure that you're converting them, right? So that you're seeing an ROI. Let's talk about that, right? So we capture the lead. Now they're in our funnel, right? And capturing is just collecting the minimum amount of valid contact information for a potential buyer or seller. What information would you need to make that a valid lead?
Name, email address, and physical address.
One more thing. You're right there.
Phone number,
Yes.
for sure.
At the same time. You and Kelly Gregory got it at the exact same time, right? So with those 4 things, that's a valid lead, right? And then we want to be able to connect. And we just talked about that, the fact that we're going to listen, we're going to ask really good questions, and if they're open to it, we'll offer great solutions, and always keep the conversations focused on them. Why is that important?
Because it's about them, not about us.
It's all about them, right?
Is
This is
how
the
you
person,
build connections too.
right? Right. I heard in a class that I was in today that it should be somewhere in the neighborhood of 70% of them talking, 30% of you, right? Because you're asking questions. You want to write this one down. This is something that someone taught me that I hold on to. The person who talks the most dominates the conversation.
Phil M. Jones.
The person who asks questions
Controls the conversation.
controls the conversation.
Yeah. That was recent training I attended, so I categorically remember.
That's awesome. That's awesome. But it's something that we have to remember because we become the expert in our field and believe that by being the expert has to talk all the time. And that's not true. The expert's the best person that listens because that's how you become the expert. We want to keep these connection best practices in mind. Embed your value proposition into the conversation to position yourself as a local expert. Build and have confidence through knowing what you are going to say. And the way they do that is role play, practice conversations, and know the market data. And then use backward design when thinking about the communication. Think about the intended outcome to be, intended outcome to be before starting the conversation. Use questions to help lead them towards the appointment. Right? So what I would say to this is, if the goal of the conversation is to get to an appointment, think about what needs to be said ahead of time. Think about the goal that you're trying to get to. Fair? We're gonna keep moving on. How are we looking on? Okay, we're good on time. Well, somebody do me a favor and read number 1 on this list for me. These are the 6 connection questions. Guys, if I had to pick on Melissa, then, you know, she's definitely getting the gold star and the prize.
I can do it.
Thank you, Emily.
Then I
So
will do it too.
somebody talk.
No, it's you.
No, I'm just kidding.
Okay, this is connection questions. Connecting is more than just small talk. Your communication should sync to answer 6 basic questions. Who are they? Example, backup. And if you will, please tell me a little about yourself. Do you want that I read the objectives too?
The objective, yeah. The objective, I'll read the objective for you. The objective is you're looking for as much personal information about them and their situation as they're willing to share. Their marital status, their kids, their pets, their jobs, etc. These are the details that you'll later put into your database to reconnect with them in the future. Emily, you can keep going unless somebody else has a burning desire to read the next one.
I'll read.
Go ahead, Lydia.
Okay, number 2, what do they want or need to do? Example, thanks for sharing that. Now, if you would, please tell me what you want to do. Objective, you're beginning to assess their wants, needs, and current plans.
Thank you, Lydia.
What do they want or need to do? No. Where do they want or need to do it? Example, thanks for sharing that. Now, if you would, can you share with me where you are thinking of moving? And the objective is now you are trying to get an understanding of their current situation.
Absolutely. Thank you.
What do they want or
You're
need
welcome.
to do it? Example, thanks for sharing that. Now, if you would, can you share with me why you're doing this? Objective, you're trying to determine their motivation.
Thank you.
Number
Itzel?
Sorry, go ahead.
Did I say it, pronounce that correctly? Itzel?
Itzel.
Thank you. Who's got the next one?
I'll do number 5. When do they want or need to do it? Example, thanks for sharing that. Now, if you would, can you please share with me when you'd like to do that? To do this, sorry. Objective, you're getting a feel for their timetable.
Thank you, Georgie. Who's going to bring us home?
I got you. How do they plan to do it? Example, thanks for sharing that. Now, if you would, can you please share with me what you've already done to plan for this? Objective, you're accessing what they have already done, their expectations, and perhaps their experience.
Thank you so much. Rob, I appreciate that. So here are the 3 things, in my opinion, based on my experience, that I know that I need out of any person when I talk to them, right? Before being able to truly set an appointment. And it would be these 3 things. I want to know their motivation, right? Why are they moving? What's the reason behind the move? Are they being forced out? Are they, whatever reason there is, right? Is it promotion, demotion, all those things. The second thing I want to know is their timetable or their time frame in which they have to move or sell, excuse me, right? And then the last thing of those three things is permission to follow up. Right? If I can get those three things, I'm going to be able to set an appointment and be able to move forward with helping anyone that needs it. Is this helpful?
Yes.
Yes.
All right. Just connection questions for buyers and sellers. Just simple questions. Or some, for the buyers would be, what are you looking for in your dream home? What happens if you can't find a house to buy? Have you seen any houses you like? What areas are you interested in? What's prompting you to move? When do you want to be in your new home? Do you own the place where you are living now? How have you been searching? How long have you been looking? What is your time frame to move? There's that big one. Have you talked with a real estate agent about selling your current home? Are you pre-approved with a lender? What price range do you have in mind? And then for the sellers, how did you happen to hear about my services? What is the address of your home? What's prompting you to move? What's your time frame to move? When do you have or want to be out of your home? Are you working with an agent? Are you interviewing other agents? How much do you think your home is worth? So those are the questions you might ask the buyers and sellers just to get a better understanding of their mindset and what's actually going on in their lives. And it's funny because at first, when I first started doing this, I was under the impression that if I asked these people those questions, that they wouldn't answer me. But they do, because you know what? In order for them to get what they want, they have to answer these questions so that I can do what I have to do to get them what they want. Does that make sense?
Yo.
No, it does not make sense?
No, I said yo.
Oh, okay. All right. All right. So now we get to the cultivating stage, right? Because we bypassing close. The goal of the lead conversion model is to move immediately from capture to connect and to close. However, you'll find a small percentage of leads that won't be ready to convert to an appointment. To keep mind share, you will need to use a touch campaign like the 36 or 72 to stay in communication and cultivate the relationship until they are ready for an appointment. Why do you think agents struggle in the cultivation stage?
No touch base after closing.
Okay, that's absolutely a big one. And Kush?
Yeah.
I'm saying that correctly? Okay. Yeah, that's a huge one. And I mean, everything that I tell you, it's either because I messed up or somebody taught me really well how to do it. And that's one I've messed up on. Right? So yeah. What's another one?
People will reject you, or they're not interested in buying or selling, and they'll just like put you in the back of their mind.
Right? That absolutely happens. What else? So what I'll tell you is this, right? If we look at this diagram here, there's four different phases there, right? It's very easy to get caught up in one. Well, Floyd, I couldn't cultivate all the leads that I have because I was creating more leads. So I was putting more leads in, like you said. How could I cultivate at the same time? Floyd, I was doing all these closings, right? How could I keep up with the cultivation stage? The truth of the matter is that all these things have to be happening at the same time. Whether it's through automation or actual people leverage, all of these things have to be happening at the same time. Jack, I see your answer there. Lack of follow-up. Casper, you're right. We can use smart plans. Absolutely. I'm going to read Gary's quote, which is, you can't know or predict when they will come to a decision. But if you're reconnecting with them in a systematic way, you'll have a great chance of being there when they do. That's when you'll be able to close for an appointment. Because people don't move or plan to move when you want them to, they move when they do. All right, and then you get to the close section of this funnel system, which is closing is when you ask for the appointment. You're concluding one conversation and seeing if there is a new one that can take place. It is your responsibility to ask for the appointment. What will you confirm the appointment? What will you confirm for the appointment? Sorry, it's a little late for me. Different ways to ask for the closing, for the close. And these are also found in the shift book. If you have that on page 101, you can find these there as well, but you have them in your book, so you don't need them. Oh, in the book. All right, here we go. The hard
Yeah.
close. I'm sorry,
Where we can find the book?
the shift book.
Yes.
I would go to Amazon.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. It's called Shift.
Shift.
Gary
Or-
Keller, Jay Papazan.
Or we can even buy it from the market center.
Okay, if you have it in your market center, yeah, maybe to buy it there. You can also go to the Red Store online, and you can buy it there as well. So yeah, thank you, Ankush.
Thank you.
Here are your different closing methods. There's the hard close. Let's meet. There's a soft close. I really enjoyed visiting with you. Would you like to get together to discuss this further? The direct close. Can we meet today? Indirect close. Would it be okay if I got you some information to look over and then we can meet to discuss? The trial close. Have we gone over enough today? That meeting would be our next step. The assumptive close. It sounds like we should meet. I'm available most times this week, so what works best for you? The negative positive close. Would you be offended if I asked if we could meet to go over this? The take back close. I really enjoyed visiting with you. To be honest, I'm not sure if I can be of help or not, but I'd be honored if we could meet to find out. The tie down close. Wouldn't it make sense for us to meet in the next day or so? And the alternative choice close, which is what works better for you? Meeting today, sometime in this afternoon, or tomorrow morning? Just which one rings out to you? Anybody come off mute? Tell me which one you like the best for a close.
I like alternative closes because in any business that I do, I love giving people choices because it makes them feel empowered and in control.
I like that. That's probably the most common one, Lydia, that you'll see in our industry, where someone will say, is Tuesday at 2 good or is Thursday at 4 better? Right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Anybody else? One more.
I like the same one as Lydia because it gives them the option to not say no. Like they have to pick one.
I like that. Yeah. All right. So we're seeing a lot of people like the alternative close. Yep. And Mary Lou, thank you so much for putting that in the chat. That's so sweet of you.
It's my pleasure.
So I'm sorry, if you didn't see inside the chat, Mary Lou put the link for for Shift. And I guess maybe Casper did too.
Those are two different links.
Oh, sorry.
That's okay. One is for the Amazon book and one is for the PDF.
Okay, perfect. All right. Oh, conversion and the KW belief system. Does everybody know what the Y4C2Ts are? So on the right side in the red, that's a Keller Williams belief system. It's part of our mission, vision, values, beliefs, and perspectives. And this one is a way to connect the two. And what they say in the shift book is, in the end, if they can meet and have good enough reason to meet, they will meet. And if they don't, they won't. And that's okay. You really don't care what their answer ultimately is, because you're not getting people to do anything they don't want to do. You're just going to ask and respond until they agree that meeting with you makes sense, or it doesn't. Either way, you both win, right? And win is perfect to end that statement, because we're going to go into the Y4C2Ts there. Can anybody read those all for me?
Win, win, or no deal. Integrity, do the right thing. Customers always come first. Commitment in all things. Communication, seek first to understand. Creativity, ideas before results. Teamwork, together everyone achieves more. Trust starts with honesty. Equity, opportunities for all, and success results through people.
Thank you, Lydia.
You're welcome.
Someone tell me what your favorite one of those is, and the thing that maybe one of those that resonate the most with you.
Together, everyone achieves more.
And why is that?
It's just being part of a team, because if you guys work together, the sky's the limit. Versus you standing on an island by yourself, you can't do it by yourself. So being a part of a team and working together makes a difference.
Couldn't say it better myself. All right,
Integrity.
keep going. Yeah.
It's hard to regain trust once it's been broken or compromised.
Well, Sean, I 100% believe that. What I truly believe is that integrity and trust are earned in drips, but can be lost in buckets. Right? Yeah.
Yes.
I see Emily has integrity and William has integrity. Jack put customers come first. Robert, integrity. And Tony has win-win. All right, so these resonate. That's awesome. What ahas do we have at this stage?
Okay. Can I just add one more thing, please? To integrity.
Of course.
So it says doing the right thing. I also always learn it. I'm dual licensed. I'm life licensed as well. And I work with Chubb. They always teach do the right thing because that's the right thing to do. And there is no second chance to create first impression.
Absolutely right.
Yeah.
Absolutely right. Thank you for sharing that.
You're welcome.
I wanted to shout out Richmond West, because we're doing a summer extravaganza right now. And one of the topics we talked about was the DISC assessment and personality. And so when we're looking at like how we connect with people and how we close and just the different variations of, just because we like one or the other, once we learn who our clients are, we're able to kind of adjust which one of those would meet that client the best and connect with them.
I love that. And what that does, Melissa, is allows for you to watch out for any potential booby traps or obstacles in the road when you have a better understanding of who your person is. Yeah, love that. Jack Martin says, following a plan and understanding the pitfalls at each stage. Absolutely. Christina wrote, aha for her is, I like how you pointed out, ask why they are moving, what their timeline is, and if it's okay to follow up. Good. You know what, Christina, I can end this recording right now because that's all I wanted somebody to take away from tonight. But I truly appreciate all of you guys playing all in and the ahas. All right.
Can I just?
Please go ahead.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I never thought of it, but it's such a simple question, and I am definitely gonna use it each and every time, and I love it, which is what is important to you. To me, that just speaks volumes right off the bat because you're focusing on them, not on what you as an agent have or have not done, and sharing your sales and your knowledge and everything. It's like right off the bat, what's important to you, and people love to talk about themselves. So I like that question. Thank you so much for sharing that.
Absolutely. And LaShawn, I would challenge you and everyone on the call to ask that question because here's what could happen. Not saying it will, but it could be that if I ask that question and somebody shares that what's important to them is their child that has some disability that I don't know about and I can't see, right? It may definitely shape the way that we do our home search. If they have a person in their life that cannot climb stairs or they cannot be home alone or whatever their search is or their reason for moving, I need to know that up front so that I'm not in those pitfalls of what matters most to them. So yeah, I'm glad that you picked up on that, LaShawn. That's awesome.
And I'm glad you used that as an example because I did hear on another Zoom, I can't remember what class it was, but it was about, what are you looking to do once you have a home? And so the person is sharing that they want to have barbecues and family gatherings. So, and they're like, oh yeah, hanging out in the backyard. So you would not want to, you would probably exclude houses that have small backyards. So I'm glad that you use that as an example of picking up what they're putting down. Thank you.
Absolutely. Thank you. Any other ahas before we move to the conversion ratios? Okay. So here's how we calculate our conversion rates. Your conversion rate is the rate at which you get every lead to an appointment. You should convert at the highest percentage possible. The higher the percentage, the more leads you have converted to appointments. If you are converting at a low percentage, this should tell you that you had a lead conversion challenge. The challenge is not the number of leads generated, it is your ability to get them to an appointment. I had a coach that once challenged me with this that we're about to do right here, right? And what he said was, "Hey, Floyd, what's the problem?" And I said, "Coach, I don't know." He says, "Well, it's either one of two things. Either it's your activity or it's your ability. And I know it's not your ability, so let's work on the activity." And that can be true going one way or the other. It just happened to be the one for me, right? So how many new connections do you make a week? You guys okay playing all in on this one for me? Yes? No? Maybe so?
Yo.
All I need is one person. And Kush, you're my guy. Thank you. All right. So we're going to put that number in this line right here. That's going to be line A. Line B is going to be how many of those meet your definition of a lead? Right? C is going to be how many of those leads became appointments? And very importantly, how many appointments sign contracts? I would imagine just like you and every other person in the entire realtor world, well, in the United States, you have to sign a buyer agency contract, yes, prior to showing a home. You have to have a signed listing agreement before marketing a home. Okay. So this is how we go about that. We're going to use the equations below and the numbers from part 1 to complete the calculations below. And that's going to be taking B, the people that you said are true leads. You're going to divide that by the connections that you've made. And then multiply that by 100. Why do we multiply it by 100?
To get percentage.
That's right. Who was that?
Emily.
Thank you, Emily.
No problem.
All right. So then from there, we're going to take C, which is how many of the leads became appointments. So you're going to take your appointments, divide that by B, which were the true leads, right? Multiply that by 100. And that's going to be leads to appointment conversion. Sorry, first one was connections to lead conversion. The second one is leads to appointment conversion. And then number 3 is going to be taking D, the signed contracts, dividing that by the appointments. And that's going to give you your appointments to listings taken conversion. Folks, I cannot stress this enough. When you know the math, you know your business, because math is math. The path is in the math, as they say. And the math is the path. If you do nothing with any of this and you still want to be a successful realtor, take this page and use it. Whether it's weekly, monthly, quarterly, or yearly, know your numbers. Because when I can brag and say, I have an 85% appointment to listing taken ratio, right? How does that make me feel? How does that show up? Actually, let's remove the whole feeling piece from it. If this year I have an 85% appointment to listing taken ratio, does that let me know what I need to do next year? If I have a goal of, let's say I want to sell 36 homes. Because when we have this math, folks, we can work backward from our goal. Okay. I'm going to do the math in my head to the best of my ability. Please don't judge. I have 36. I want to do 36 listings. Excuse me. I want to do 36 closed transactions, right? And I have an 85% appointments to listings taken conversion, right? I know exactly how many appointments I need to have to take how many listings in order to get my 36 in, right? Based on the math from the year prior. I see a lot of stunned faces. Am I going too fast?
Repeat.
One more time.
I was just saying repeat or reiterate.
So, LaShawn, what I was saying was, when I have a goal and I know my business's math, which is this conversion ratio right here, I can know whether or not I'm going to be able to hit my goals every year.
Okay, got it.
Okay? Because please don't be like I was in the first 5 years of my career when I decided that I was just going to wing it. You know, I'll do the best that I can, and whatever comes of it, I'm good with it. That is no way to run a business. Is that fair to say? Does anyone disagree? Here's how we improve that, and here's how I did improve it. I understood that my time was important. I had to time block the things that mattered the most. What was the thing that mattered the most? My lead generation. What's the thing that matters the most in your business? Tony Green, say it out loud, please. If you can come off mute.
Lead generation is the most important thing in your business. If you're not generating leads, you have a dead business.
That's right. Think about it as a pizza shop owner. If nobody came in to eat pizza, how good is your store? All right. So time blocking was number one. Number two, systems and conversations, knowing what to say, knowing how I was going to say it, going about how I was going to say it. Connecting with everyone. So those are the people inside your database, the entire database. Because we talked about earlier the reasons why somebody might not be in your database and they wouldn't be a lead, right? And we came to an agreement on there was a few reasons why they would not. Well, one, because they passed away. That was a big one. Another was because you chose for them not to be in there. So you don't want to do business with them. Number three, prioritize qualified leads. Folks, I can tell you this, and I mean this from the bottom of my heart. There was no one worse at chasing nonsense than me. Understand what a qualified lead is. If you ask somebody if they've gotten a pre-approval and they say, I want to find the right house first, that is might not be, it could be, but most likely not a qualified lead. If they're unwilling to do that part, which we're going to need in order to write the offer on that perfect house, yes, yes, and yes. Unless they're independently wealthy or have cash that they're going to purchase the house with. And in that case, you want to see their proof of funds. Yes? Right. So prioritize the folks that are willing to work with you and work inside the system that you have. Who would read these four for me? Just recapping the lead conversion model.
I can read it for you. It says, number one, capture the appropriate information to get a hold of the lead. Number two, connect to assess their needs and establish a relationship. Number three, cultivate the relationship. And number four, close by asking for the appointment.
Does there need to be anything else?
It don't need to be anything else.
That's right. Isa, I appreciate you putting in the chat that I would go even further to say it's not just getting the leads, but being able to turn them to potential prospects. I'm with you. I'm with you. That word potential.
Yeah.
Well,
Oh, sorry. I was just thinking in terms because I know coming from like a customer service background, and having like a territory and all that, you can have like, if you can make 100 calls a day, you can have all the leads in your system, but if you're not able to eventually turn those leads into customers, then you really ain't not going nowhere. It's just kind of like a chasing around your tail kind of deal. It's just like more of like a wasting time. So it gets to the bottom line of being able to build, like you said, that relationship and being able to earn their trust and eventually get their business in the long run.
absolutely. There was a gentleman in my market center who had 24,000 leads. He did $3 million in business, meaning $3 billion in volume. Just because he had a bunch of contacts or data or leads in his database doesn't necessarily mean that he was doing exactly what he needed to do. He did a great job capturing leads and the information, but the connection, cultivation, and the close piece seemed to be a challenge.
I like how you mentioned about qualified leads, and correct me if I'm wrong, but we teach people how to treat us. And so in regards to respecting our time and respecting theirs as well. And if they're not serious, then that's time that can be better spent with someone that is serious and also respectful of your time as well.
Absolutely. And that's something I had to learn the hard way. I had clients that I would run all over the place. And I remember the folks in my market center saying, Floyd, they're not buyers. They're not buyers. And I didn't understand what that meant until 3 years later. I'd shown them countless homes and they continued renting places. They weren't buyers. But you're right, Sean. People treat you the way that you allow them to treat you. You train people how to teach you, how to treat you. And when you show them that your time is very, very valuable, they respect it. They do. Absolutely. Any other ahas from what we've gone over so far? Has anybody had a change in thought since we started talking? What was the most meaningful thing we talked about so far?
I think how we work with the lead and what is the correct process that we should have to continue generate the confidence with or the connection with the clients, and then they can be like at the I'll say pass the lead to be the client, and we can close them, because it's like so many small process in a big process at the same time. So I think that it's difficult to manage all of them if we don't learn how to automatize the process, or what we can do to don't miss any step of that funnel.
Everybody has command. Emily, do you have command?
Yes, I have command.
Okay. I'm going to show you something, and do not let Emily, I'm between Emily and Melissa. I need you both to remind me not to show you something in command that can answer that question. Okay? Okay? Can you hold me accountable to that?
Okay.
I see the thumbs up, Melissa. Thank you. Teacher's pet. All right. So one other question. How will your behaviors be different going forward? What actions will you take? Folks, from the stuff that you've learned tonight, what are you going to do differently?
What I've taken is to really just listen. Listen, shut up. That 70%, 30%. Listen to them so you can know exactly how to service your client. And then once you get them, you keep them. You give them continued support as much as you can, the best way you can.
I love that. Did my screen just change?
Yes.
Okay. So, Emily, what you said was you have to find a way to make sure that you are taking care of all these things, yes?
Yes. You don't miss anything.
And you don't miss anything. So that's why we have this, right? This is the opportunities pipeline, right? When I put people into my pipeline, right? So if they're in that cultivating stage, yes, I've done the lead. I'm sorry, I've done the capture, I've done the connect, and now they're in the cultivating stage, right? Because they haven't closed yet. They can fall into this bucket of cultivate, which is a year, 9 to 12 months, 6 to 9 months, or 0 to 3 months, right? And I know that because I've asked them their motivation, their time frame, yes. And if I know their time frame, they are on this pipeline. If I've had an appointment with them, right, it's still part of the pipeline. If I know they're actively looking, right, they're in the pipeline. So I can keep in touch with all of those people until we get to under contract or closed, right, in order to do so. Does that make sense?
Yeah, so when we close, we should return that people to cultivate again so we can continue create relationship with them?
I would keep them in my database. I don't know if I put them right back into this part because I want to know how much potential income I have this year, right? Not so much lifetime. So I just leave them in my database and touch on them using the smart plans.
Oh, okay. Or the tag, I think.
Yes. I'm sorry, I muted the wrong person. I'm sorry, Emily, unmute yourself, please.
I'm here.
All right. So yeah, I would just put them back in the smart plans.
Okay.
And that way we put them on the, where's my bi-weekly nurture? Did I pass it?
No.
Anyway, I put them on a bi-weekly nurture or my home anniversary, all these different things, my monthly neighborhood nurture, so that I'm touching them twice a month. Or
Got it.
at minimum twice a month. Right?
Thank you.
You're welcome. That's the power of command. Is that helpful, folks?
Yes, now make more sense for me.
All right.
Thank you.
Karath, I see that you said time blocking must happen daily, regardless of my other job. What's your other job, if you don't mind me asking?
Retail. I work for Coca-Cola here in town.
Okay.
Yes.
And can I ask another question?
Yes.
What's your day look like? What time do you go and what time do you get out?
It depends on me, but I start at 4:30. And
AM.
I have a team of 5 guys that I'm responsible for, so I spend time with them in the market. I do a lot of driving, so I listen to a lot of videos and things that could help me with real estate. And then I get home and there's times when I'm tired, but for a lesson, it's easy for me to spend time here, listen and learn. But when it's time for me to actually get and do things without the accountability, sometimes I fall short. But I need to hold myself more accountable when I'm doing it by myself instead of just being in a classroom setting like this.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. I love that you're committed to it.
Thank you.
William, I have a full-time career as well, management. I block 6 p.m. to 1 p.m. to work on, 6 p.m. to 11 p.m. to work on real estate.
Yeah, it's a tight schedule.
That's a really tight one, my friend.
Yeah, I do open houses on the weekends, and I'm in high enough to where I could step out or make phone calls throughout the day, but it's still 120 hours a week, easy.
Truth. Have you determined when you're going to, or if you're going to ever go real estate full time?
But I could make 150 a year.
Okay.
That won't be bad because I'm right outside of Loudoun County. It's possible.
I believe in you. I honestly,
I'll get there.
My first year and a half. I'm sorry. Yes, my first year and a half. A similar goal, and I hit it. And I actually stayed at my other job for another year and a half. So I was a dual career agent for 3 years. So
I'm actually on vacation this week. It's my anniversary, so my wife's taking a nap, so I can do this class. But it's very important. This is my retirement gig. This is something that I'm going to put 110% in, and we'll see where it goes. But looking forward to it.
I'm truly looking forward to hearing more about that. At the end, I'm going to give my information. Mark, as you're going along, please feel free to let me know how you're making out. I'd love to know that. I want to be there for the retirement party.
Oh, Mark's actually my uncle. He's my mentor.
Oh, William. I'm sorry.
Yeah, William. That's okay.
It's so funny.
We work on the same team.
I was saying William the whole time in my head, and then I looked at Mark in the background.
Yeah, I'm sorry. It's my son.
No, that's quite all right. Anybody else?
A question for William. Like, how late are you actually calling people? And like, what type of feedback are you getting if they feel like it's too late?
I don't call people.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't cold call. It's I do a lot of events motorcycle stuff, car shows, and I have people call me. So if you got them calling you, you don't have to call them. That's my whole game. I do not want to call. I was in sales before years ago, and you know, I want people to call me. I want people to come to see me, if that makes sense. I'm building my brand and trying something different. But next thing is webinars. That's something I'm working on, and some videos. I've done my first video last week, and I don't do videos. I'm not very good with pictures, so this is all new to me. And Isaiah came down, and when he sent me the video, I had no idea who that old guy was. So it was funny. But anyway, I'm getting used to it.
That's awesome. That's awesome. I would imagine you didn't know who it was because he looked better. He was better looking in the video.
So, well, he made me sound better. That's for one thing. He's amazing. He did do. Keller Williams does a great job with that. But I didn't realize I was that old. You don't see yourself as that old, until you see yourself.
Right.
It was fun. It was fun.
I love that. Any other ahas?
I have a question. I just signed yesterday, but I just don't maybe, and I know I'm overthinking everything, but I'm a stay-at-home mom. I don't have like a part-time job at home, but I do plan on like jumping in, attending all the classes. Where do you like, is it a certain area you could like you prefer to start, or do you have like any tips or anything like I could use maybe?
I would love to answer that question with a bold question. Let me ask you a question. What is your genius zone? What do you like to do? Said better, what's important to you?
So my passion is helping people. I love to help like whatever way I can. So I do go above and beyond for others. I'm dependable, I can say that. I know family members call on me, friends, they can depend on me. But yeah, my mom she's a realtor. She's going to school for brokerage, but she just kind of like, she don't have time to answer my questions, or she's trying she's not helping me at all.
So let me ask this question. You belong to a market center right now?
Keller Williams.
Okay, what's the market center? What's the name of the franchise? Meaning your market center, your office.
Preston Road.
All right. And I would imagine you have a productivity coach there?
Yeah, everyone is still kind of busy. So I haven't got a chance to kind of I just did orientation today. Like I said, I signed yesterday, accepted yesterday.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay, so you're fresh. What I would do is, if you don't have a productivity coach, I would go directly to the team leader and say, I need help, I need direction.
Okay.
Right? And those folks will be able to help you. I don't know if you've done the KPA yet, the Keller Personality Assessment, but that's a great way to get started too, and just figuring out your direction.
Yeah, okay.
You're not going to go the wrong way, I can assure you.
But I do plan on going full time, so.
All right.
But thank you so much.
No, listen, this is a place where, people care and make sure that you will succeed. Let's do 2 more ahas. I'll read Rose's. Sorry. Rose, I'm struggling with full-time director of operations for our team, a transaction coordinator, and now an agent. Rose, can you come off mute?
Yep. Well, I've been like our director of operations for about 10 years and then a transaction coordinator for about 5 and just got my license maybe a year and a half ago.
Right.
And it's just, I start doing one job and then I get a lead come in and then I'm trying to do that, but I'm still struggling when my boss walks in. So it's like I'm trying to juggle them all at the same time and I can't. So I'm just trying to figure it all out.
I'm going to give you an answer that you're not going to hear.
Drop something.
And that's up to you, Rose. You get to prioritize,
Yeah,
right?
I do, because I'm just trying to figure out, do I want to keep the transaction coordinator, but it's making me the money that real estate. But in the end, real estate might make me more if I just focused on that more. I think I know what I need to do. I just can't. I know it will. I just can't make that. I just can't do that step right yet. I'm just not ready. I don't know why.
Rose,
But-
I'm going to answer that question for you. Because I'm struggling or have struggled with the same thing. I'm a transaction coordinator actually in one state. I moved to another state and now I started selling here. And it was a challenge, but I did have to limit the amount of transaction people I had. So as you know, there's some that take up more time than others.
Yeah.
And I actually just today told somebody, I think you need to find somebody else. I'll finish out what I have. I'll help you find somebody else, but I think I need to move on because I need to concentrate more on this. That way I can give the time to this and I'm still keeping a few of them, but that are a little easier. You know how there's some that are easier and then there's some that you feel like you're chasing their tail constantly.
Yeah.
And you just got to do it. Me and you just got to do it.
Yeah, I think what it is my husband used to be like the breadwinner and he can't work now. So I'm trying to bring all that money into the home. So, but
So what I would say to that is, Rose, establish your goal, right? Put a timeline to it, right? And then from there, you'll be able to decide what comes next.
Mhm.
Does that make sense?
It does. It does.
Yeah.
All
Thank you
right.
for sharing that.
Thank you.
That's huge.
I'm going through the same thing. I'm not a transaction coordinator, but I'm unemployed, but recently accepted a job because I need the money now. So now I'm struggling with myself. I mean, I start next week, but now and I just got licensed like last week. Like I got licensed in Mass, and then I did the reciprocal, did the paperwork, whatever. So just got last week. But I can't. I have a house. I'm alone. I can't afford not to work. So I need the money now. And now I'm like, oh my God, how am I gonna, I want real estate is really what I want to do, but I need to pay my mortgage now. So I'm going through the same stuff. Yeah, I probably didn't use my time wisely. Now I'm kicking myself in the rear end because maybe I just didn't plan it out right. But I'm just hoping.
Nancy, I wouldn't kick yourself. I truly wouldn't. What I would tell you is this, that you have to do what you have to do to survive. Yes. Real estate isn't going anywhere. It hasn't the entire time it's been here, right? I would lean in with, and I keep saying this as though every market's always the same, but my heart and my soul tells me that you have people in your market center that will help you figure that out. Absolutely will help you figure it out.
I'm kind of feeling lost. I'm kind of feeling lost and frustrated. Just even with all the sign-ins and all the pro that you got to download, just everything. I'm like, oh my God, this is like crazy. So I'm kind of feeling a little like today, a little overwhelmed. I was frustrated, but I was like, let me just walk away, take a deep breath, come back. I don't know if I'm doing it right, not doing it right. It's just a lot. I wish
you can't break it. Nancy, you can't break it. It's you're not going to break it, right? And
I
you will
wish
you
it
will.
was set up a little. I wish we could have had Keller Williams School training first, but
Right.
so
Well, that's what this is. That's what this is designed to be.
yeah.
We got you.
So I'm trying to be intentional with Ignite, being present, being available, I have a dog here that's when I get off the camera, she's bugging me, so I have to take her out, bring her in, it's like, oh my God. So, but I'm like, how am I gonna the good thing is that the job that I accepted is temporary. It's 3 months, it's like a 3-month temp job to permanent. So I'm just hoping and praying that I can somehow make these 3 months work and kind of be able to say thank you, but no thank you.
I love that. Hey, the folks in the chat, I don't want to use your. I hear your words. I want you to say your words. I need you guys to come off and give Nancy that love, and share that with her using your voices. I would really appreciate that. So we could
Yeah.
start with
Like Rose and Latita too, and we like, yeah, we in the same boat.
Stephanie. Stephanie, just come off mute and tell Nancy what you're saying in the chat.
Nancy, you got to give yourself some grace because we all got lives and kids and jobs, and I'm new, and I feel like everything is just coming from all directions. Like, it's so much training. Like, I don't even know when I'm gonna lead Jen because I'm required to show up for all these trainings. So I got to give myself grace too. So just
and then I'm also alone. Like I'm not on a team, and I don't know if that's the smart thing to do.
I'm alone too, and I'm figuring it out. So I mean, if
Oops.
this doesn't work, and I
Oops,
feel
have to
like
tell you.
I need some more. Let me be quiet, Mr. Floyd.
No, I'm sorry, sweetie. Go ahead.
Oh, because I'll do the 30%, 70-30 here. But I mean, we have a really good team at we're in Richmond, Keller Williams, Richmond, and they are training us. Do you hear me? They are training us. So if nothing else, I'm like my third weekend, like my confidence has just that quick. So I've had to learn to give myself grace too, because I was like, oh my God, I'm scared. I got my license, but I do not know what to do. So
Yeah, I'm petrified if somebody want me to list their home, or I'm like, what am I gonna do? I don't know nothing.
once you get it, your team will help you out at the center.
I always tell a lot of the new people, like, just take it one step at a time. If you can't get it all at once, it'll come back around, and then just take it again. And there's always people to help. I mean, just don't get overwhelmed. I mean, it's easy to get overwhelmed with everything you has, but it'll come back around and everybody's there to help. Just one step at a time.
Thank you, guys.
Absolutely. Absolutely. All right. Any other ahas? Any other ahas?
I mean, everything to me is a aha. Everything that is said is aha because I don't know anything. So that's great.
I love Nancy.
And Nancy, to that, I'll literally say I texted our office organizer during one of our trainings because, as Stephanie said, we are there all day, every day, and then we're here all night, every night until August. Good God. But anyway, I literally texted her in the middle of the thing and I said, she mouthed to me, "Are you okay?" And they were talking about negotiations. And I said, I haven't gotten this far in my real estate knowledge. So I'm trying to capture and nuggets without stressing out that I'm not here yet. So they were talking in circles. They were talking, they were arguing, they were saying this and that. And I'm like, let me type down whatever they're writing, right? And so then when it comes back to you, you kind of remember that nugget. And I know I'm not there, but I know I will get there. And so I always use the word not yet. And then also to that, use this as your brand. There are so many families and clients that will probably relate to your exact same story. They want somebody who knows them to help them. So I started blogging what every single day felt like. And that's the stories you can share with your clients. And that's how you can attract more people to you. And it starts with people. You can't even start real estate without the people anyway. So start with the part that you know you can do. And that's peopling.
So therefore, make sure you get your please go to Q&A.
So what I would, Melissa, what I heard you say that I think that's really important is that you are best positioned today to help the person that you were. Does that make sense?
Just that I've done it so many times, just like Melissa said. I mean,
I think somebody has to pause.
Got it. You are best positioned to help the person that you once were. Right?
Yeah. I mean, I got into real estate because of what happened to me when I purchased my home. Some things happened that so, and then I encountered other people that kind of had some similar stories. So I was like, well, maybe, I can help people.
I love that. I'm going to give you guys 20 minutes of your time back. Is that okay? But what I'd ask you for, and I need you to truly think about this, and you know what? Promise to do this. If you are struggling, speak to the team leader in your market center and let them know what's going on, or your productivity coach. Those folks will help you. They will help you. Let them know what's happening in your world and how, and the help that you believe you need, and they will find the resource for you. Can I get a promise that those that are struggling will do that?
Yeah.
Yes.
That's on my to-do list.
Yes.
All right. So I've got one other thing I need to ask of you, is for you to fill out a QR. It's a QR code that takes you to evaluation of me and tonight's session. If you got nothing nice to say, don't say anything at all. Just kidding. I want to know how to get better. So I would truly appreciate you guys all, if you have an opportunity to use this code and find my name. My name is Floyd Turner. This class is Ignite. And I truly appreciate that. Actually, let me make sure this works.
It worked.
Did it work?
Yeah.
Okay. So type in your region. I don't know everyone's regions. This was virtual.
Hey Floyd, which Ignite is it?
Yeah. What's our number tonight?
This is number 11. I'm sorry, 10 and 11. You can put 10 in.
Okay.
I'm not sure what is my region here because I'm in Illinois.
You're in Illinois?
Could do
Yes.
other. Could do other.
It's USA.
Which one?
It's
I think
Mid-America.
it should be USA because for me it's Canada.
Mid-America.
You're Mid-America, Mid-American region.
Middle America. Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Folks, I truly appreciate you all showing up. The truth of the matter is, you could have been anywhere else. You could have been doing anything else. You could have skipped out on this, but you were truly putting time into your business, and you will get this back. It comes back to you. Continue working, learning, and doing the best that you can do to help others by knowing what you're doing and showing up confidently, right? And it will come back to you.
Amen.
So thank you for being here for me. Thank you for being here for each other. And most importantly, thank you for being here for yourselves. Let me put my information in the chat. And I say this every single time, and I mean it every single time. If you're struggling with something, reach out to me. I will always respond in a timely manner.
Where are you located again?
I am in southeastern Pennsylvania, just north of Philadelphia.
Okay.
Your family.
I don't need to sign up for the class.
Say what?
I don't need to fill up other information for the class. I did that one that you sent to us.
Which one?
The code that you sent, that you are showing to us.
Oh, that's for
the
me for
QR
tonight.
code?
But that's for
Yes,
me
I
tonight.
did that.
Okay, thank you.
100%.
Ellie, that's so sweet of you. Folks,
Yeah, but
Good.
I didn't know if also we have other code to register that we came to this class or not.
No, you're on the recording.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I was missing the last class, like this is my first class. I missed like I don't know, 1 weekend, 1 day. So I don't know if I can have access to the other videos.
You absolutely can.
How I can do that?
There should be something sent out afterwards by the folks that are running the whole thing. I believe they have access to get that out to you.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Someone said it was on YouTube as well.
This better not be on YouTube. I'm just kidding. I just don't like the way I look today. All right, folks. Like I said, I'm going to give you some time back here. If you have not eaten dinner tonight, please eat some dinner. And with that, I say good night. Once again, that's my information. Does everybody have my information that wants it?
Yes. Yes. Thank you.
Thank
All right, folks. Good night.
Thank you.
Excellent class. Thank you so
Thank
much.
you.
Thank you. Have a good night.
You too.
Thank you.
Thanks, Floyd.